Hi, I wanted to tell you about the new workshop that I have coming up on August 18th. This one's going to be in the evening, 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to try different times to see if I can hit people who are maybe, working and they want to attend live. Because attending a workshop live is really important because you can talk to me and you can ask me specific questions about your particular situation. And that is so helpful instead of just watching a replay where you might hear other people's questions or you might, get some of the information. You might have questions and you don't have anyone to ask, even though you could email me. But I think live is just so much more fun. And there's an energy about live that's just better than watching a replay. So, but I wanted to give you kind of a little, I'm going to give you I'm gonna do 3 different episodes with, like, some of the themes, because this workshop actually has 7 components to it, and so I wanted to make it digestible for you so that and just kinda give you a preview of what you would be learning in the workshop, so that can help you to decide, whether you wanna do it or not. But it totally fits for what I do in my program because I have my triangle formula, which is perception, process, and plan for anxiety. And when you put those 3 things together, your anxiety is managed. So that perception part is gonna be this first theme for this week, and this is about understanding worry. So when we want to understand anxiety, worry, panic, we just need some education about what it is. And most of my clients, whether they're teens or their parents, they just want anxiety to go away. And to understand it, we need to know that worrying and anxiety is normal and it can be useful. That is part of our alarm system in our body and in our brain that lets us know if we should be worried about something. Like this could be dangerous. This might be life or death. And sometimes our brains get confused about what is life or death. And it thinks that going to school is life or death, or it thinks that getting in an elevator is life or death, or driving a car, or asking someone on a date, or trying a new class. All of those things become like things that our brain is really telling us is bad when really we're just feeling a little bit uncomfortable and our brain is just getting confused about what that means. There's different reasons why we worry. I mean, some of it is biological, like our genetics, the chemicals in our brain. Um, some of it's environmental, like if we've had trauma or abuse, or sometimes just modeling, like if we have anxious parents and they modeled like anxious ways of dealing with things, and then we internalize that. I mean, there's just like so many different things that can be the determiner of, why we have so much anxiety or what kind of anxiety and all that. When I'm working with the client, we can really pick apart all of that and try to see, what's going on, though mostly what I do is just help people, like, take them, "Where's your anxiety right now? And let's get to that forward facing, where do you wanna go? What do you wanna do? And how do we get there?" And a lot of times as parents and teachers, we tell kids, "Don't worry about it." Because some of the things, like, that, like, maybe doing a test, "Oh, don't worry about it." It seems not worry producing to us, or maybe we just want them to stop worrying so they do the task that we want them to do. But saying don't worry makes it sound like their feelings are not relevant or they shouldn't be feeling certain things. And we really want to teach kids that all emotions and all feelings in our body are normal. There's nothing wrong with us if we feel a certain way. Sometimes we need to manage it. We can't just have all these feelings and then we're just chaos all the time. We do have to manage them, but we want them to know that it's normal. So saying don't worry is letting them, it's like saying to them, this isn't normal that you feel this way. And, you know, we don't always know what is causing someone to feel worried about something. And we need to just say, this is normal for you to feel this way, but what would you like the next steps to be? Like, kinda helping them work through that. And, um, then talking to our worry. That's another way to normalize it, is that it's just this like, this other our inner roommate. I talked about that a few weeks ago. It's this it's the thoughts inside of our head, and we need to be able to distance them from us. Our thoughts are not us. So if we see it, if we personify it as a character, a person, and we name it, um, and not make it like an enemy or a bad guy or a monster, just this other idea is in our mind, and we can talk back to it. It's okay, worry. I don't need you today. I can totally handle school today, or I can totally handle this test. Or you could even say to your worry, okay, come along to school with me today, especially those first day things that will be coming up here shortly. Of course, anxiety, you're going to come with me to school today. It makes sense that you're here today, but I'm going to handle it. And, you can come along with me, but you're not going to stop me from doing things, or you're not going to get me too worked up. You can be here. Um, I'll give you a few little love hugs inside, but I'm gonna go to classes, I'm gonna meet new people, and it's gonna be totally fine. Um, we might need to be a little more assertive with our anxiety sometimes, but we don't wanna be fighting it. We don't wanna be angry towards it. We don't wanna be putting a lot of energy about trying to get it to go away, because that actually makes it worse. And so for parents, just when your child is saying anxious things, especially as we get this back to school stuff, just saying, of course you feel anxious about the first day of school. Everyone does. Even the kids that are running around laughing and having a good time, they have some anxiety too. They just manage it better or hide it better. So no one is going into the first day of school not feeling some anxiety, and probably half your teachers are feeling anxious, or your principal's feeling anxious, or your bus driver's feeling anxious. Like everybody, whenever there's uncertainty and we don't know what the new day is going to be, there's some low grade uncomfortableness. And that is part of being a human, and we have to learn to deal with it. And so that's first theme, understanding worry or perception, perceiving worry. So sign up for my workshop, come and find out more of these things, and I'll talk to you soon.